What's up, family? Man, I want to have a heart to heart with you guys today. This is going to be sensitive. This is going to be very sensitive. You know what I mean? And it is what it is, but we have to have this conversation. And it's probably going to be two parts, And so we're probably going to talk about the men today and the women tomorrow. Stay with me. We're going to go somewhere. Okay? Man, the war on men, the war on the household, to put it that way, the war on the families. Today we're going to talk about the silent war against men, against masculinity. And it's a trip because the men are under so much pressure. Stay with me. They're being attacked from all sides, from all sides. And it's crazy because when you look at a man, you look at what the ancient men were like, when you look at the Native Americans and the Africans and the Aborigines of all cultures and all lands, the men were the providers. Stay with me, we're going to go somewhere, okay? And this is not an attack against women or anything else of that nature, okay? We're just talking about history. When you look at men, and we have to understand that there's a difference between a man and a male. Okay, society today is so twisted that we've taken a bunch of guys and labeled them as men. We've taken a bunch of degenerates and labeled them as men. And that's for a reason. Understand that. Understand that when you take some toxic guy that ain't about shit, that ain't doing shit, that's a detriment to society and to his community, he's a danger to his community, and you label him as a man, then it's easier for you to destroy other men. It's easier to get other people to fight the war for you and to help you destroy men. Stay with me. We're going to go somewhere. And so when you look at how the world was started and all this other stuff, and I'm not going to go back into Lemuria and to Atlantis and all this other stuff, but understand that there's history there. There's history there that's prevalent to our current situation. And see, when you don't understand your history, and when you don't understand history, you look at things and you're like, oh, this is something new, and and you don't really understand what's really going on. You see what's taking place, but you can't see the big picture because you don't know history. It's men, the providers, the protectors. Men were the one that prayed and protected the family, not just spiritually, physically as well. Men taught the families, gave the family structure. Men provided discipline. Men taught the family education, their religious beliefs, their spirituality came through the men. And so when you destroy the man, you destroy the moral fabric of the society. Stay with me. Because now, anything goes. When you destroy the man and you eliminate the man out the picture, everything goes. Their spirituality is shot the fuck. Their education is shot. The family lineage is shot. The discipline, the structure, it's shot. It's gone. It's gone. And I know there are going to be a whole lot of women that say, I've been a single mama for da 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 da, yeah, and I raised my kids and I grew. Okay, you do what you do. It still don't take away from the fact that a young boy needs a man in his life. And he's completely imbalanced without that father figure in his life. And you can say you did a good job, and I'm not saying you didn't. I would never say that. But the reality is you can't take away from the fact that he needed a positive father figure in his life to help balance him out and to provide certain things that you couldn't do. But because we all have these insecurities and these issues, we don't want to acknowledge that. When you look at the yin yang, the yin yang is half white, half black, or whatever colors you want. It's half and half. It's not whole without the other. Look at the daylight and it's nighttime. You have to have one to have the other. You know what I mean? They have the full day. They have the full 24 hours. You have to have night and you have to have dark. There's certain things that the light does that darkness can't do. There's certain things that darkness does that can't happen in the light. And so we need both. But what we've done is we destroyed half the men. And now the women have tried to take on the role of I'm the mother and the father and the big brother and everything else. And that's an impossible task. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. The silent war destroyed the woman. But when you take away the man, and there's so many people, there's so many things to destroy the man. See, the man has to be the provider. The man has to be tough. He has to be strong. And so we don't deal with our emotional issues. See, again, understand history. When you don't understand history, you can't see the big picture. See, back in the day, in Native American cultures and in African cultures, and I'm sure in some of the Aboriginal cultures in Central America and South America, you had cultures where they had teepees. And the same thing happened in Asia, where you had men that would get in circles. And men, and in these circles, especially in the Native American culture and African culture, they would have these teepee time, you know, where they would sit in a circle and they would chop it up about life. And they would pass down history and they would pass down the expectations of the community. They would pass down who you are. And so when you lose that teepee time, you lose the elders in the community holding the young people accountable. You lose the leadership, the guidance, the structure. You can't do that shit around here. You're not wilding out over here. You're not walking around with your pants halfway down your ass and calling yourself a fucking man. That's not what a man does. We're going there today. I'm just laying the foundation. And so when you lose the elders, the leaders, the men, you lose the next few generations. They're gone. You chopped off the head of the snake by taking out the leaders. And so now you have all these boys in grown men bodies that's swole, that's tatted up. They look like a man. They don't think like a man. They look like a man. They don't talk like a man. They look like a man, but they don't do what a man does. And see, women and everybody else, the younger boys, they grow up looking at these guys walking around looking like men, but not being men. And they think that's what a man is. Because they have no understanding of fucking history. They have no understanding of what a man is and the role and the responsibility of a man. And so, young girls grow up and they don't have a man as a father. Young boys grow up and they don't have a man as a father. Right there. And so what happens is they look up to people, guys, that society says are men. And they're punks. They're not men at all. And they think that's what a man is. Silent war against the men. And so, especially in the poor communities in America, you have men, because you don't have that strong father figure there. How can I be strong? Let me go get a gun. Let me hook up with my boys and be a part of this gang. Because this is what's going to make me tough. This is what's going to give me my rep. This is what's going to give me my reputation. This is what's going to give me my name. This is what's going to give me my street cred. So I got to put in some work over here with this gun, with this knife, with this bat. And so in order to be strong, I got to be violent. Because I don't know what a man is. So I think a man is somebody with a gun. I think a man is the dope man on the block. Pockets are deep. He got all the money he wants, the nice rides. He got all the girls. He got all the boys around him. That's the man. He's the man. And so everybody grew up wanting to be like him. Because he's the man. When that person, doing everything that that person does, is going to lead you to prison or to an early quick death. That's part of the war. To emasculate men. To eliminate the strong alpha males. The leaders. Because if we can incarcerate them, if we can neuter them, if we could get them strung out on dope, if we could get them strung out on alcohol, if we could get them sitting back smoking weed, where we take their creative nature, we rob them of their ambition, we rob them of their youth, they're no longer a threat. Once we take the men, then we could come into the communities and take everything else. Once we take the men, we're going to get the women. And we're going to get the kids too. This is the war that's going on the family structure. And so you got men that don't give a damn about what society says that's makes you a man. You know what I mean? Society says, man, if you ain't been to the fucking pen, you ain't really no thug. You ain't no man. And whoop. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. But that's the stupid shit we say to each other and to ourselves. Because we don't understand. And so we look at, okay, man, this guy got a lot of money. Look at he just went to school. He's educated, and And look at the car, and look at the house he's in. Look at the penthouse he's in, and the apartment he had. And we think that makes him the man because he could buy what the fuck he want. But he doesn't think like a man. He doesn't have the spirituality, the leadership of a man. He has the financial access to finances, but he doesn't know how to think like a man at all. He could provide you all the superficial shit. He could provide you nice home, nice cars, and all the nice clothes and all that other shit. When you look at society, society is so superficial now. For the most part, women have become very vain, very superficial. It's all about the bags, the $300, $500 wigs, the shoes, and all the other little petty things that people do. Guys are like, I got this. What you want? And they just shelling out money. And so the women are like, man, that's the man. He's not providing you how to use your mind to reach your full potential. He's not helping you in your spirituality. He's not helping you heal from your traumas. He's actually helping inflict more. You think he's great because he's kicking down all this money. You think he's great because he's just giving you what the fuck you want. But he's fucking you up. He's fucking you up emotionally. He's fucking you up spiritually. He's fucking up your vibration, your energy. But you can't understand that as a woman because you're looking at, man, he's giving me what I want. He's paying $70 every week for me to get my nails done. He's buying my baby whatever the fuck I want over here. My baby's always in name brand stuff. I would never wear nothing that's not in style. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But you see guys that provide this stuff as a man. That's not a man. That's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's part of the problem. He's a detriment to society. And the trip is, you look at the thugs that's killing each other. You look at the rapists that are raping the women and the boys as a detriment to society. And they are that. But so is that guy that's making 9 figures. So is that guy that's a millionaire. That's just shelling out money. We have to grow up. Just because he puts you up in a nicer place, Just because he's able to take you on vacations and trips and do different things, but he ain't helping you heal and deal with your bullshit and reach your full potential. And see, that's the difference. That's the difference. See, you can look like a man all you want to. You can talk like a man all you want to. Where the rubber meets the road. How can you help the next generation heal from the bullshit that's been inflicted on them? How can you help the women and the young guys heal from their bullshit? How can you help prepare them to reach their full potential? Or are you just sitting back, passing them the blunt? Come on, nephew. Smoke this with me. Come on, nephew. Hit this with me. Let's sip on this real quick. Man, this is a relaxation. You'll be all right with this. But we never learn how to deal with our emotional issues. We never learn how to process the fact that we saw our little homie's wig get split and his blood has been splattered all over me. We never learn to process the fact that our daddy abandoned us, that our daddy rejected us, our mama threw us away. Our big homie gave me some dope to help me deal with my bullshit. And that dope fucked me up even more. What does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to be a leader? See, we have a whole lot of people talking about, I'm a leader, I'm a leader, I'm a leader. It's just like you got a lot of people running around talking about, I'm a boss, I'm a king, I'm a queen. We give ourselves these fucking titles to feed our ego. Back in the day, you didn't give yourself a title. The community gave you that title because you earned that shit. They saw what you were doing and how you were helping the community. They saw what you were doing and how you were providing for the community. How you were looking out for the community. And so now, we have this war. Women are attacking strong men because they don't know what the fuck a real man is. I can open up the door by myself. I don't need no motherfucking man to open the door for me. I'm successful. I'm a professional. I can buy my own shit. I pay for my own shit. And then you do all that shit you want. I know so many women that have gone on, got all this education, make hundreds of thousands a year, and they're miserable as fuck. Miserable as fuck. And they still can't find a man. Still don't know what a man is. And then when they get a real man, they try to tear him down. They try to neuter him. They try to emasculate him. Just something that they can control. We have to grow up. We have to understand the importance of what real men do. The roles of real men in the community. The roles of real men in the community is not about flexing and flossing and, man, look at my ride and look at my house and look at my $3,000 shoes and look at this $10,000 suit and look at this pinky ring that's 15 grand and all this other stupid ass shit. That's not what real men do. That's what boys do. So when you get a new toy as a little kid, you want to run out and show everybody, look at my new toy. Oh, look at my new shoes. They make me run faster. They make me jump higher. That's what little kids do. That's what these pretending guys do. Pretending men do. They get a new ride. They want to land. Cruise the block, let everybody see them, have the windows down, get out, stand outside, take some pictures in front of their ride. Man, they got to see me. I'm outside. I'm here. I'm outside. Come holler at your boy. We do all this stupid stuff because the truth is we're not a fucking man. We've gone so far. We've fallen so far. And the trip is, with technology, we think we've advanced. With technology, we think we're so much further along than where civilization was 25 years ago, 50 years ago. And although technology has helped us out in a lot of areas, it's helped destroy us too. It's destroyed the moral fabric of being It's destroyed the moral fabric of being a man. It makes it easier to destroy men. Women too. But you got to take the man out first. Once you take the man, you just walk in the house. You take the woman and the kids and the cat and dog, the fish too. There's nobody there to protect them. There's nobody there to defend them. Spiritually, emotionally, physically. And so you could just have your way with them. And that's what's happening. That's what's happened to our civilization. Now women don't know who the hell they are. And they don't know who the hell they are. Because the men that are supposed to be in their life didn't know who they were. And they weren't able to pass that information along. And so you got these guys running around calling themselves men. And society's calling them men. And these women are dating them, marrying them, falling in love with them, having babies by them. They think they're men. They call them men. And then they get hurt by them. They get dogged out by these guys. Now these guys ain't shit. Now these guys are bitches. They're all kind of names from these women. Stay with me. Now these women have no respect for these guys. They have no respect for men. Because they thought their baby daddy was a fucking man. And he wasn't nothing but a boy in a grown man's body. Because he never learned how to be a man. He never learned how to grow up emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually into all that he was capable of being. regardless of how much money he makes, regardless of how big he is. He never learned to grow up. He never learned what his role in the community was. And so now, women are attacking guys. And it is what it is. Women attacking guys. And some of the guys, some of the men, and it ain't that many, left compared to how many guys are running around. And so it seems as though women are coming out of the woodworks and just bashing men. A gun doesn't make you a fucking man. Having a dick doesn't make you a fucking man. Being able to bench press 300 and 400 pounds don't make you a fucking man. Having nice cars and deep pockets doesn't make you a man. See, the natives were men. The original Aborigines and Africans and all these other cultures, before all this bullshit came in, they were men. They were men. But we've lost that. We've lost that. Now everybody just wants to be rich. Everybody just wants to be, just wealthy. You know what I mean? Everybody just wants to be seen. Everybody just wants to be accepted. Because they don't know who the fuck they are. They don't know their role and their responsibility. And so we have to grow up. We have to help people understand that, man, there's a war going on. And it's damn near done. On destroying men. Destroying men. And so you get some of these old cats coming out of the pen. Served 25, 30 years. Who've had all this time to sit there and think and reflect back on their life. And now they're like, damn, I wasted so much fucking time in the game. I wasted so much fucking time in the fucking pen. On this bullshit, on this rah shit, because I didn't understand what a fucking man was. Let me go back and try to help the young cats. Let me go back to the block. Let me go back to the community and try to help the young people. And they're doing everything that they can. It took them to have to go that route to understand what a real man was. To understand the picture, the big picture, the war on men. Not just men. There's a war on women too. There's a war on our youth too. But it started with the war on men. See, because once we take the men out and get them convicted of a felony and they can't vote, now there are no political threats. Now we can emasculate them. They're drug addicts, they're alcoholics, they're rapists, they're criminals. We have to grow up. We have to grow up and understand that there's a big global war going on. And we don't get it. The great majority of us don't even see it. We're participating in the war and not even understanding it. We're playing into the game as pawns, not even seeing it, not even understanding how we're being used and abused to destroy men. Hope and pray that I've said something to help you. I hope I've said something that's encouraged you, that's challenged you. And again, we're going to talk a lot more about this over the next couple of days as we talk about the war on women and the war on our young, our kids. We have to grow up. We have to stop playing the game. We have to stop playing the game. And you can only stop playing the game by understanding who you are and getting connected to Source, God, the Most High. Not fucking religion. Religion's part of the fucking problem. We have to grow up. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.